Hey, what's going on, everyone? All right, I'm going to turn my camera around here. We are back for another live stream, and so I'm here in my garage. I'm going to do a little workout. I ran down to the city earlier, had some errands to do, and a lot of stuff. Been a busy day. But if you tuned in last night, then you know that I started a live stream. I'm noticing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have a bald spot? That's weird. That's not cool, is it? No, it's actually probably, this sounds bad, but any of you guys out there that may also do that. This is embarrassing to say. I can't believe I'm saying it on live. But you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it anyways. If you have a cabinet or whatever your toilet setup is, and sometimes you get home and it's a long drive, so it's like an hour drive back up, and you go and you're like, you just let it fly, man. You gotta use the restroom, and so I feel like that's what that's from. But I may have to stop that because I wonder if I'm actually getting a bald spot because I just like go in the middle of the night and I'm like, boom. But there it is. Anyways, guys, I'm back. My name's Kalen Compass. If you're just joining this for the first time, I'm an author and coach, and I primarily work with men, but I just kind of work with everybody, but primarily work with men. I released a book last year, and ultimately my goal is to help men get unstuck, become the powerful version of themselves they envision, and 10x their lives. So that's the short and sweet of it. And so what I'm doing is I'm out here, I'm in my garage, I'm gonna do a workout, do a little workout plus commentary, and really just try to add some value. I was talking with a friend the other day, and we just decided, we were like, you know what, for the next week, we're gonna go live, we're gonna spend an hour live every day. And so that's what I'm doing today. And part of that process is just doing something that you're scared of, doing something that you feel like has been holding you back, or, for whatever reason you haven't done. And it's so intimidating for a lot of people. It's so intimidating, this idea of just hopping on camera, talking to a camera, which is what I'm doing. That's what you do. And just getting out there. And I've got a lot to say about a lot of stuff. But this has been one of those points where I was like, you know what, this is a bottleneck in my life. This is something that I can do better at. And so I made that decision. I made that commitment. And so here I am. And so that's part of it. So tonight, I got home. I was planning on making it home earlier than this, but it is what it is. So this is a late workout for me, at least. So I'm gonna get this in here, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling on this thing. So thanks for joining in, if you do. So here's kind of my setup in the garage here. I got truck, four-wheeler, got some bands. Those are actually tow straps. Had to tow somebody out from the road the other day, and yeah, got my heater. That died on me last night. That was not fun. But I was like, oh my gosh, I decided to do a whole hour, and I'm like freezing my dick off, but it happens. So pull-up bar, exercise bike, and honestly, guys, I've just been doing resistance bands, exercise bike, natural body weights. I actually do a lot of leg workouts with my blocks here. So I'm pretty guerrilla style, So here we go. Oh, I guess it's telling me that rotation is locked. Rotate device back. Well, I don't want rotation to be locked. I want it to be back. Let's see if I can figure that out. Let's see here. Creator tools, no, definitely not. Let's see, well, who knows? Maybe it's, we'll see. We'll see after this is over, but here's what we got. We're putting it on landscape here because that's how I got my tripod set up. So there's the tripod. Let's see if we can get a little camera angle there. Let me see, I got a little light here I'm gonna turn on. There we go. Let's see, is that color temp? Or is that brightness? There we go, okay. So we got brightness, We got color temp. We got a little light stand here. Cool. We'll see. We will see. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of thinking we're going live on mobile. I think I need to change it back. Give me just a second. All right. So I got the light here, but I really think this is going to be a better experience if I turn it around. Give me just 1 second. Let's see, here we go. I'll change my my stand. So for anybody out there who's getting into like streaming or you doing videography, whatever, this is a phenomenal little buy. You can see it. It's just a little light thing. Phone goes in, but really makes all the difference. It really does. Lighting is everything. All right, guys, I'm setting the phone down real quick. We're gonna just get this figured out. But this is my first time actually going live from my phone. So, you know, is what it is. It is what it is. So here we go. All right, I'll try turning this around. I don't know if this is vertical or what's going on here. Who knows? Who knows? I'll watch it afterwards and we'll find out. All right, so apparently maybe it's a vertical live stream. Who knows? Let's see here. There we go. I can, wait, this other side, no, up here. All right, so I can change that color temp and let's maybe bump some of this. There we go. Boom. We are getting it now, guys. All right. All right, let's get warmed up. So appreciate you tuning in. If you are, we got some bands here. My system's a work in progress. But we're gonna do some back and biceps today. As I'm pretty cold. I've been pretty stiff, but still, let's get it done. All right. Well, that feels pretty good. So what I like to do on back and by day, it's really like a push day, pull day. Normally I'll do some traps, but I think today I'm going to switch it up and probably just go ahead and do some seated rows. So I'll show you all, get an intimate look of kind of what my workout scenario looks like. If I can get this here without my tripod popping over. Let's see. So I like to keep workouts really simple. I think a lot of people overcomplicate their workouts and don't understand that you can really get some pretty phenomenal results just through consistency and knowing how to work and fatigue those muscles. So a lot of my workouts are really simple, but effective. And that's kind of what we're going for. And so this is a Saturday workout. I've already done one back this week, and this will be a shorter, kind of easy one. So I got a bigger resistance band, but on this one I like the lighter. And just focusing on that squeeze. Really just targeting and isolating those muscles. And what you find with these seated rows is that, you know, you get more tension as you come back here than out here. So it really works the muscles super effectively. I haven't even been counting, I was just talking. Whew. already feeling fatigued. So, oh. For whatever reason, my stomach was upset most of the day. Still is, but as my good friend Michael Kerrigan would say, you can have reasons or results. And I can have all the reasons not to work out right now, but I really like the result. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do that. Whew. I'm going to do more of that. All right, so let me see. So I got some cords coming around here. It's kind of wild. I'm having to move it around, but so I've got Starlink, which is great, but I'm pretty remote here, and so part of that is that I have my phone hooked up to an Ethernet cable, way faster, but I lived in Dallas last year. You know, you can live stream, and it just looks phenomenal. You've got the data for it. But here, your upload speeds just aren't there. So we'll see. Live streaming's we're in beta. We're a work in progress. We're testing. Might need to get two Starlinks. So that's part of it. I'll show you another cool thing here in the garage. Probably my favorite thing here in the garage. I'll show you. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Sweet, isn't it? If you don't have an American flag in your garage, well, then you don't have one. But you know, I like having it. How come? It's a fucking bleed red, man. I love this country. I love all the things that it stands for. And it's pretty cool, so. That's kind of fun. Plus, I got my beaver stick over there. All right, let's get a few more here. Let's do a few more. Man, I get told all the time, people are like, bro, you have to work out this way. You have to work out that way. If you don't have dumbbells, which I think are probably best for a lot of people, I think a lot of people need to go in a gym. They need that environment. They need the design. They need that stuff. But I've been working out long enough that it's like, man, I can get results with anything. Because I'm going to be inventive. Before I got this pull-up thing, I was doing workouts with my ladder and leaned up against the house. So you can get results in a variety of ways. Don't let somebody tell you you can't. But for a lot of people, when you don't know what you're doing, when you're working on building that consistency, when you're working on building that muscle to show up consistently, I think it's better to get you a gym membership. And man, I like a gym membership. I'll probably get one here soon. I'm about an hour north of Boise. And right now I'm just not going down to the city enough. I got so much work I'm working on. It takes an hour to get down there. And it's just not there. But I was talking earlier today, and I might get big. I might decide to do some cool stuff. Because I could. A lot of people don't realize I typically do higher reps for a lot of stuff. And, you know, if I decided to get really big, I could, but I haven't really gotten serious about it. I kind of don't like getting too big. Personally, I want to be fit, but I don't want to be crazy. But, you know, part of me is like, you know what? I'm 35. Maybe I should get big once. Maybe I should bump on up there. I'm sitting at about 245, 250, somewhere in there. But maybe I should bump up to 270, 280, somewhere in there. I'm 6 feet tall. Just be a monster. So I might. I'm thinking about it. It's easy for me to do. I can put the muscle on. But the problem is, once I go up there, it's always there for my body. So if I go up, I gotta come back down. And then the scary part is, it's just like, okay, anytime in the future, it makes it so much easier for my body to go back there. And I really feel pretty good, and probably best about the 230 range. But, you know, just mobility, you go out, you can run, you can jump, you know. 230, I can, you know, I don't know if I can, it's been a while since I've tried to dunk a basketball, but I can still pop up there, plus the rim, easily, you know, 10, 11 feet, something like that. But I played sports, so, you know, gripping the ball and all. Anyways, I like being athletic. All right. Yeah, I like doing about 30 reps on these. And I'll switch it up depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll do, you know, 20 fast, and then I'll pop in and I'll do a few slow, and sometimes I like to do every second, third, fourth, or fifth and hold. Really just depends. You know, I kind of mix it up. Kind of do a variety of things. Picked up a punching bag the other night. Gotta hang that bad boy here soon. Get back in, get some swings in. It's part of what I was saying about being athletic, you know. You got some of these big guys rolling around like, dude, I'm gonna kick your ass, and like you watch them and they're like, argh. They got like little T-Rex because they can't move, so they can't, you know, they can't roll that and just pop into somebody. Is what it is, you know. I find it best personally to not need to pop into anybody, but you know, sometimes you can't avoid it. Whew. Man, this heater is wild. Last night it went out on me. It was freezing out here, and I got it almost on low. Turned it down to low then, and they're just pumping it out. So clearly the pressure on my tank was not doing well. Which, if you need a simple hint on that, if you're ever wondering, hey, where's my propane at on my tank? You just, especially if you're using it like this, it's super easy to tell. You just rub your hand along the side and you have a part that's, you know, it's cold here already, so it's cold, but then it's colder, and that's, you know, how much you got left as far as that propane. So that's simple physics for you guys out there who know a little bit about that. When you've got a fixed closed system, you rapidly depressurize it. Of course, the heat leaves, so it creates loss of heat. And how do you think about that? Well, it gets cold. So that's simple pressure, fluid dynamics. Little fun facts for you. So that is one way to always know. Hold on, I gotta stretch my back out here. Oh, a few years ago, I slept wrong. Got a mattress that's a little too soft, and I think I got something in my upper back there that's, I don't know, probably not a herniation or anything in one of my discs, but something's a little off, and so I got rid of that mattress. But you know, the few months that I had sleeping on it, you know, once the damage is done, it's like, I haven't got that quite taken care of yet. And probably go see a chiropractor here about it at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get some more. I felt pretty good still. I'm pretty surprised actually. That's what, 3 sets of 15 so far. Normally I'd be, like on a good day, hey, that's no problem. But I was already coming into this feeling like, maybe I'm, struggling a little already. But, but I'm pretty satisfied with that. All right, let's hope this stays. This tripod is great because it's super simple to set up, but it's not as good for permanent placement. This light that I have plugged into it is a little heavy, so I think it kind of go all over the place. So here we are. Whew. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I didn't start off that way, but went and moved to the every third rep. That's a great little variation for you. Super easy to do. Super easy to implement. You really just get the extra little bit of muscle contraction, tightness right there at the top of the movement. You get that. Really, I find, delivers a great pump. Feels pretty good. I always like that. So, whew. Feel like I got back. Now I feel like I'm crashing again. Like I said, I normally work out earlier. I like to go to bed early, get up early, try to do that. So, but you gotta do what you gotta do one way or the other. No way around it. So, here we are. Whew, man. You know what I think most people mistake about working out is they feel like it has to be this process. Like I talk to some people like, oh, I need a killer workout. And some of these people, they have the belief that it's not a good workout if they don't feel like they're throwing up. Or like they don't feel like they're gonna throw up, or if they have to actually throw up. And it's like, man, maybe. But I've gotten pretty good results off of just being like, just do it. If you're tired like this, it's fine. You don't have to go throw up worthy. Like just do it. Just do something. And you'll be surprised how much this can help maintain even a light workout. You can tell I'm not timing the breaks between my sets. I'm not doing a lot of that, which I could, but right now it's like, it's fine. I'm just going off of how I feel. I've been doing this long enough to know that, when I'm ready, I'm ready. I feel like, all right, I want to recover enough. Some workouts I go for more of a cardio effect during the workout, but right now it's like, hey, I've had a long day. What am I wanting? I just want to fatigue these muscles some. I just want to get the reps in and just make sure that I get it in. And so I think it stops a lot of people because they feel like they have to work out a certain way. And it's like, nah, man, the best way to work out is the workout that you do. Even if it's a light one. If you do it, it's better than a hard one that's not done. So consider that. And that allows me to maintain some consistency, because it's so easy to just get caught up in that and just be like, no, I'm not doing it because I don't have the gas in the tank. It's like, well, what are we gonna do? All right, so what is this, fourth set? Let's see. Let's see if I got more juice in me or not. Pretty good. Yeah, so when I pop down to about 230, dude, doing 15 sets is like, or 15 reps, like I can pop on there and do 25 and be like, nah, good. That extra 20 pounds though, it makes a difference. I'm not like overweight per se. I just got a lot of muscle here, Got some legs going, it's like, and you see some of those guys though, they got those skinny little legs, but they can do pull-up for days. That ain't me. That is not me. And that's okay. I don't have to be. Can't see half of this here, guys. Let's see here. Whew. All right. Whew. Whew. All right. So always take a second with bands. You gotta make sure you get them even. Otherwise you'll get one side, you got a little more pressure than the other and a little more resistance. I like to even it up. So I wanna maintain symmetry with my body as much as possible. I think that's a big overlooked fact. Let's see here. Cool. Cool, man. Cool. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Whew. Oh gosh, I gotta turn this thing off. It's wild. This heater over here is so much heat, it's wild. Just absolutely bonkers. Yeah, it's great, but I love working out in the garage. You know, it's quiet, it's peaceful. Dude, Idaho is so beautiful, it's insane. It's getting a little cold tonight, so I got the garage doors closed, but I think it's supposed to get down to, I don't know, 16, 18, which it sounds cold. People in Dallas lived last year. They're like, oh my gosh, but it doesn't feel like cold here. But I do got some food out here and stuff like that, so, you know, I don't want that to freeze, but man, you just step outside the house, you got stars, beautiful skies, nature, and so cool. So, after spending the last over a decade in the city and like living the city life, because I did, this is kind of a cool change as far as like what I'm doing, how I'm operating. You know, I grew up in the country, so a lot of the stuff isn't that new, but stuff out here it is new. Like, I drive around and I don't know the name of trees or names of trees, and it bothers me. I'm like, I want a resource on this for how to know the names of the trees. And I felt the same in Texas, and I finally was like, whatever, because I didn't find like an easy resource. Man, if somebody had a course on that, they were like, dude, sign up for my course and I'll teach you all 276 fucking trees, whatever. Cool. Bring me a tree 3 times a week to my inbox. I don't care how long it takes. Bring me a new tree 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Give me several pictures. Give me identifying factors. Sure, you can do the scientific name of whatever, but just give me the pertinent details where I'm like, oh, that's a fucking maple tree. Oh, that's an oak tree. Oh, that's a ponderosa pine. And here are a few 5 salient facts about it. Show me where it grows. Give me a structured, detailed synopsis that I can get used to, delivered to my inbox 3 times a week. Dude, put me on continuity. Subscription service right there. Signed, done, sold. Why? Because I like to learn. I'm obsessed with learning. I love it. And I can't stand that I come here and it's like names of trees. The dirt's different here. The rocks are a little bit different. There's a lot of stuff that you learn about growing up in Arkansas, and it's just not here. So it's like, oh, well, I don't know these things. And I'm too busy to go try to fight down resources, you know, hunt down these places. I'm like, dude, like I need something that's simple, that somebody's just like, dude, I got a clear solution to your problem. Another talk about that would be like firewood. Everybody in Idaho probably knows about firewood, but people outside of Idaho don't. And guess what? You got a lot of people moving to Idaho that don't know about it. And they could use a little resource. So that'd be great. Just ideas for people. This is why I make courses. This is why I love stuff like this. This is why I'm in this industry, because I basically make courses that people can buy that simplify things so I can solve a clear problem and give them a solution based on my personal experience and experience based on others, because I read a crap ton. Like, I don't just pull stuff out of my tail like a lot of people do. They're like, oh, well, I went through this, and so I went the right way. So I'm like, no, dude, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical. Like, no, I've read 500 books around this. So it's not just my opinion, it's I've taken the best of all of these people's opinions. So, you know, you don't get the benefit of just my learning. You get what I found most important from all these things. You know, you do get that. Because if I didn't find it important, it's like, well, but maybe you would. But I think I try really hard to do a great job of that. But I make courses because I love courses. I want to make courses to help people, and I want to buy courses from people to help myself, to solve a clear problem. So that's what it's about. All right, guys, I've talked long enough. I'm almost out of breath just from talking. That's wild. But let's see. I don't know if I got 15 in me or not. We'll find out. Well, that actually went easier than I thought. Boom. Yeah, back to this idea of courses and all of that. I think people are great, and I just love when people. It's like the basis of capitalism. It's like, oh, I have a problem. This could be made better. Let's make something better for it. Boom. Now we have something better. And I love that. I was eating dinner last year with some people, and I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they have these little lemon sleeves that go over a lemon. So you squeeze it over you got like steak and lobster over your lobster, whatever, over your veggies. And it prevents the seeds from popping out. And I'm like, genius. Now, of course, you could just pick the seeds out. Versus having this basically piece of plastic, which I'm not a fan of on food, but still, capitalism, right? Like, simple, but somebody took that, they made it, they adapted it, and then they went out, they marketed it, they signed some deals, they got restaurants to sign on, and who knows how much it costs. It may cost 20 cents per 100, but because of the sheer volume, I guarantee you somebody's making money on it. Because how many are they going through per night, per restaurant, per city, per county, per state? It's a lot. And it's all a problem. And people like it. So I love it. So I think another thing, let me do these first. I think another thing people think about with fitness is that they have to do this crazy variety of exercises. And they've got to do the newest stuff. Oh my gosh, I got to do the newest workouts on the cutting edge of science. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so ask yourself, if that's the case, then how did Arnold get where he was without all that cutting edge science, without all that cutting edge stuff? Oh, that's right. all that's a euphemism for lazy, weak, and friction between you and doing the job. It's friction. You don't need that. You need to do the work. That's part of it, my friend. Now, depending on what you're doing, again, you should use the latest science. If you're a professional athlete, if you're an Olympian, depending on what you're training for, absolutely. There are shortcuts, don't get me wrong. And I'm a huge fan of shortcuts. I utilize them all the time. But they're no substitution for doing the work. And what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, for most men out there, they want a certain result. They want a certain outcome. And what is that? They want to lose the weight, 20 to 50 pounds typically. They want to get jacked. They want to look good. They want to feel good. They want to have their confidence up. And yeah, performance is in there, you know? Like, you got your people, they want to go be runners. They want to go do that. I'm not a runner. I like to run. I'm not saying I'm not. I've always struggled with distance, and I've tried training the distance multiple times in my life. And it's one of those things that it's just so miserable to me. It's not enjoyable. And so if it's not enjoyable, I'm like, all right, whatever, you know? And I've trained long enough where I'm like, I will push through it, and it sort of can be, but for the most part, it's not. Like, I like finding that wheelhouse. And I think for a lot of guys, it's like, dude, most guys don't need to be able to go out and run fucking 15 miles. They just don't. Like, if you got that need to go to a Spartan, cool, do it, great. But for most guys, Spartan is after they go through the entry level. Spartan, you know, triathlons, whatever, those are like after all that. For a lot of guys out there, it's just like, hey, they haven't really worked out seriously in 15, 20 years, and they need to go from 0 to 1. They need to go from like nothing to entry level. And easiest thing for entry level, basic diet, basic workouts, lose the fat, get jacked, get some results, right? So they're looking good, they're looking jacked, and then, you know, at some point, if they go beyond that, now, a lot of guys, they don't. They're like, dude, I love it. I walk around, I get respect, I got confidence, but I'm not having to spend my weekends training for something that is outside of their priorities and their current context of their life. And so that's what they do. And then you have a small percentage that are like, oh, I want to go further, I want to do whatever. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, hire a coach for advanced training because you need one. At that point, like, if you want to be competitive in these industries, like, yeah, you need some advanced strategies. And like, I can get into them, but you know, like, most of the time, there's like high level people, but you're gonna drop some dough. You're gonna drop some serious dough to go get training for people like Ben Greenfield or something like that. So, but yeah, it's not necessary. Like, he gives a lot of this information away for free. You know, he's great. I love him. So that's kind of the journey. I think a lot of guys, they overcomplicate it. They think, oh, I need to do 15 different fucking back exercises when they go in, and it's like, you see me, I'm doing pull-ups, rows. Like, I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more sets, and that'll be that. And I'll switch it up. I'll do some biceps here in a second. But overall, keep it pretty simple. This is a light workout for me, by the way. I'm taking my time, I'm recovering, I'm talking, I'm live. So all of that is kind of part of it. But ultimately, you don't have to do a crazy amount. What you really have to do is fatigue the muscle. So like, maybe next time I go, you know, and I do underhand pull-ups all the time. So like, easy. But I just do that and I really fatigue the muscle. And that's the goal. And when you do that, you win. So it's just the game of it. All right, let's see if I got another 15 in me. started off, you can almost always tell that first one, you're like, oh, yep, that was that. Kind of feel it, kind of have it come on in there, and there we go. But that's how it goes some days, guys. Whew. Oh. Whew. Oh, man. All right. Well, I got my book out here. I was going to talk about that some, but apparently I'm just demonstrating. There's a pillar in there called Master Your Body, lay out a basic diet, a few key dials to pay attention to implement. Oh man, I'm feeling it. Whew. Oh, that's what I'm looking for, guys. You can almost just kind of always tell. Your body it'll just tell you, hey, I'm good, I'm not good. I feel like, kind of running out of that juice, running out of the steam, whatever it is. I'm like, all right, well, there we go. Whew. Oh, man. Whew. All right. So I'm a big fan of pushing your body past these limits sometimes. But you have to know when. You have to know when. Sometimes I run up against this, it's like 3, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And I like pushing past that wall. It's like, all right, go for broke today. It's like, I don't care. There's other times you're like, Saturday night, it's late. I got work to do. I got other stuff to do. Let me get it in. But you can tell, you go up to a point and you're like, all right, your body's like, cool, man, you got it in. You got a little bit in. It's enough that you did the work, but it doesn't have to be so bad that you don't sleep good because you worked out too late, you fatigued yourself too much. So there's balance. So we'll see what I get here. Normally after I fatigue pretty well with the wide grip pull-ups, close grip pull-ups, man, I'm already so done that even though my biceps are fresh and whatnot for the most part, I still can't do much. So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at. You never know sometimes. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Those are pretty ugly. Pretty ugly, but that's all right. So just pop back here. So y'all saw I didn't go too crazy. Didn't really like overdo much, but you know, I did a few things. So I like to grab my gloves here. These resistance bands, I get that maybe they want to save money out. They're a little narrow for my hands. So this nylon strap can kind of be a little aggravating on my hands. So I like to put my gloves on. These are my work gloves, of course. Keep them out in the garage. But now they're my workout gloves also. You know what? I kind of like, sometimes I'll close my feet on that, but sometimes I like spreading them out. Try to line these bad boys up. Yep. Normally, when I get to biceps like this, I'm actually pretty solid. I actually can, I'm normally good for more than, normally good to kind of hit it a little harder even. I'll raise it up here, guys. But I seem to be kind of struggling today, which is fine. For whatever reason, for about the past 5 nights, I've struggled with my sleep. And I don't really struggle very often, but, you know, I guess sometimes. So, it is what it is. So, I, last night lathered up good with a topical transdermal magnesium. Put that all over, that really helps. So, but you know, sometimes you get some weird dreams with magnesium. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. You get some strange dreams. You're like, whew. But that helps. So, normally I'm a little more solid. I thought I was, when I was down in Boise, Costco, I was like, dude, I thought I was gonna have to go to the bathroom and throw up. But the moment passed, it escaped me. So that was nice, at least. But yeah, guys, this is simple hour workout. And normally my workouts are faster, by the way. So I'm actually doing like a light workout, and I'm also taking longer. So normally I can do a workout that's probably has 40% more intensity as this, but takes 30% less time. So, you know, it is what it is. It's live streaming, it's, you know, all of that. And, you know, that's cool. That works out. So, you know what, actually I need to make a note of something. I just thought about this. Let me think here. I need to do something. It's right here. Oh, all right. Note made. Y'all ever, like, one of the things that I do to make notes is, like, I just put a box on top of girlfriend's car over here, and you know, I'm like, it's so ostentatious, I'll remember it. So tomorrow, because I know I'll come to the garage for something, who knows, come to work out, I'll see it, and I'm like, oh, crap, yeah, battery died, so we gotta jump it, and let it run some. Turns out, it is not all-wheel drive, and you do not want to take a two-wheel drive car out up here. So, I mean, you can, you probably would have been fine, but maybe not. Driving home tonight, I had to put it in auto. Probably could have made it up driving two-wheel drive, but the driveway's still a little icy, still a little whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm about to do shoulders here, guys. You can tell I'm fatigued here. About to do some shoulder flies, but I did those last night. All right, here we go. Let's do some curls. Yeah, I don't know, I'm swinging my arms and stuff. Let me be clear. I don't care. I don't care. There are times where I'm far more isolated, far more focused on it. And there are other times when you're just like, dude, that's okay, swing it, man. Just swing it, get it in, and that's okay too. Now, I will say that is advanced fitness knowledge for somebody who knows what they're doing. If you're an amateur, do not swing it. Especially if you're in with dumbbells and you're swinging them, like, don't be stupid. But with resistance bands, it's different. First of all, you can't swing it up here and lose control of it and then go back there and hit grandma. It's not gonna happen. Second of all, with resistance bands, when you're at the lower point of the movement, or the furthest extended, you don't have near as much pressure. When you're right here, you have more. When you're right here, you have more pressure, right? And so, of course, bringing that momentum up, you know, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that there's differences in when you're advanced enough and you understand, hey man, I'm fatigued, whatever, I can change the band, I could go down a level, and I can focus more on it. Like I said, I already did one workout this week, and I did great for back biceps, and it was really a cool day as well, so I, you know, some traps as well. But, you know, I could go slower with a lighter weight and really focus on squeezing it, which I did. But on my next workout day, if I'm fatigued, if I'm whatever, it's like, man, just get it in there, get that pull, get that pump, get that blood flow, get that muscle kind of taken care of, broken down, but don't overdo it. So that's my philosophy. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, but you know, results, they kind of speak for themselves. So, you know, and if I get some haters on this video, I hope I do. I hope I get some haters. If I get some haters on this video, go ahead, bring it on, bro. Bring it on. I will show you. I will show all you motherfuckers. I will buckle down and I will get serious. And you'll see, I'll go from 245, 250 up to 275 real fast. Dude, I'll have biceps so big, y'all just be like, what the hell? Be like, it's Arnold 2.0. All right, let's go another one. Yeah, so this is one of the critical things with bands. And I had a workout system I was going to build a few years ago that would equalize everything out. Let you just get like a perfect pull. But I just didn't want to spend time on it. But I had the design and everything. It was really cool. that was pretty good. That's pretty good, felt pretty good. So now, what I got here, I got some different bands here, guys. And for this last set, I might actually just do a static hold. Dude, sometimes my biceps never feel better than after like a good static hold. Let me ask you. Well, I'll tell you. So I was just down in Vegas, I did the Dropping Bombs podcast with Brad Lee, and I had a buddy down there, so he was like, bro, just crash with me for one night, we'll hang out. So we did. And I went over to my hotel the next night. And I was going, and I had something with my bag, or it kept falling off, so I just grabbed it, you know? And I'm like, how am I gonna hold it? And I'm holding it right here the whole time. Can't remember why. There was some reason. And I'm like, how to hold it? And this thing wasn't heavy. But dude, I held it for probably 20 minutes. Dude, my arm felt like it was gonna fall off. And so, just to tell you, there's so many people, they're so focused on the movement, which I agree, the contraction, the motion, it's great. You want complete movement, complete rep. But, there's also something to be said about a good static hold and just really putting that in there. Sitting with it and then graduating down a weight, graduating down to the point where you're like, dude, I can't lift my arms. It matters. You do that. Just get a good pump, get nice and swole, and just crush it. All right, guys. Here we go. Static hold. Normally I would try to set a timer on my phone, but you're watching on my phone and I can't see that. So here we go. We're gonna see what we can do. And sometimes I'll do some mini contractions in the middle of it. So I'll just do middle reps, and we'll experiment. We'll go from there. We're gonna graduate down 1, 2 bands, and that'll be the workout for the night. All right, here we go. So sometimes I like to just rotate in the middle of the range. Just get like a little bit of a different movement, activate different parts of that bicep, kind of rotate those shoulders in and out, and then feel I'm losing it. So not too much time there. Slight break. Let's do it again. Got quite a bit less resistance here. Quite a bit. What's going on? I like this inner range the most. Man, it just really feel those biceps to burn. It's crazy how that one, I feel like it'll get me more than the curls, but man, you just get it. And I don't have particularly large biceps. It's actually something that I was flipping to work on because I've primarily ignored my biceps for most of my life. Just do pull-ups, whatever, just skip bicep workouts. But I've started actually being like, you know what, I need to tone these bad boys up. So I am, they're genetically, I don't think I really have the genetics for crazy biceps, but they're gonna get there because I'm gonna make it happen. Because that's what I do. When I focus on something, make it happen. But man, those workouts, you just feel them. You can tell, just lifting my arm right now, nothing, no anything. You just full of blood. That contraction, it's just great. So, anyways, guys, whew, I appreciate you tuning in for my live. If you did, if you didn't, that's okay. If you're watching it later, thanks for watching. This is great. You learn a lot about yourself when you do things that you have never done before, and how you handle them, and how you get better, and how you confront different things. And that's what I'm doing right now, actively. Because I would never ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So here I am, going live for an hour, because I said I would. And it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little uncomfortable actually, because I'm not used to it. But I'm way more comfortable than I was last night. And last night was the first night. Tonight's the second night. It's already 50% easier. Oh, look at that. What if tomorrow night it's 50% easier again? Then that would mean that technically it's 75% easier than the first night. Within 3 nights, 2 nights. That's magical. That's awesome. Now, of course, as we approach the limit, it gets easier and easier. It doesn't mean that it ever gets to 0, but it does get easier. So all I would say and encourage you to think about is that when you start, it gets easier, and that's cool. So that's ultimately what my book is about. Well, my book is, it's about a lot of things. It's a big book. So if you haven't checked it out, it's roughly, sizable. I'm wordy, guys. I'm wordy. So I see 465 pages here. I guess more than that. I think Amazon shows 484 pages, but I don't know, I got some stuff back and whatnot, but almost 500 pages, but super proud of it. This is funny, these are my notes on my book, and I actually put these sparingly, so I've got a lot more. Almost any single page in the book has markup on it and whatnot, that I'm just like, dude, like, it's crazy because I wrote the book and then I go back and I read it and I'm like, dude, that's pretty good. Wish I'd had that. And I'm like, oh, I wrote it. So I have this weird thing. When I write something, it's like I purge it from my mind. And I think that maybe that was trained. Like I trained myself on that when I was a kid as a way, like it's this sort of cathartic cleansing. So I would journal and I would write things a lot. And it was my way of letting go. And so it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful because I can write about things. And I've always loved to write. I always loved to read. And, but in this instance, I write about it and it's like, oh, I need to talk about this and know what it says. And like all the principles are in there, but sometimes I forget the exact phrasing or terminology. And so it's pretty cool. But, so a lot of the stuff that I talk about when it comes to working out, all the principles are in here because ultimately the principles are just the same. We're all doing the same thing, which is we're on a journey of growth and getting better. And so that's part of what, going live is like. It's like, hey, I want a broader audience. I want go out there and let people know that I'm here. People always say, they're like, bro, disappear for 6 months and then come back. So I disappeared for like 6 years. For those of you that don't know me, if you've watched it this far, I've had huge audiences before. I was part of a documentary that was on Netflix. I've been on national TV before, done a lot of stuff, and I just totally stepped back. I totally stepped back and did all the work that people talk about doing, and now I'm coming back. So that's part of it. And so part of this is just getting back in there, getting the reps in, doing it, and then bringing the value. So that's what I plan on doing, and that's what I will do. I'll get better as I go, and that's my promise, and that's my word. And I'm going to keep it. So appreciate you tuning in. We're going to pop off here. I'm going to go get some food for the night, and it is late, and I will call it a night. It looks like my screen is frozen. I hope it is not frozen for y'all. We will see. All right, how do I stop this?